Hello, hello, and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here on Friday, October 24th, 2025, for a Friday themeless puzzle, and this a debut construction by Kelvin Zhou for the New York Times Daily Crossword. And apparently, according to the first few sentences in the wordplay column, a formidable bit of wordplay throughout this puzzle. It's a themeless puzzle, so we're just dealing with the entries, the cluing in the entries themselves. And so we'll see what Kelvin has come up with for today, Friday, October 24th. Let's get solving. Apple product. So right off the bat, I wonder if we're not talking about Apple, the software and hardware company, but maybe the fruit or something. I mean, it could be one or the other. And product could also be a collective plural. So, I mean, it could be something like iPods. It could also be, well, it couldn't be a could be seeds, it could be a number of things. It could also be like apple wine. Anyway, we'll find out. Where the monster and Frankenstein cross paths in Frankenstein. What do you mean cross paths? He created him. I don't know the story well enough to know if there is some other fateful meeting after the creation process. It helps with server loads. A tray, maybe, if we're talking about a server in a restaurant. Draw forth. I mean, I would want something like elicit. Evoke, maybe. Let's put it in and see what happens. Opener for an aerial act. What kind of aerial act could we be talking about here? And what kind of an aerial act would have an opener? Aerial act could be something like skydiving, in which case we had cabin door in the puzzle on Thursday. And so I'm wondering if it might be something like that. But again, it doesn't look great with the crosses, and I'm much more confident about tray. Fictional sidekick on a donkey. Oh. Is this Don Quixote's sidekick who was named what? Pasha or something? Let's take that out for a moment. I think that's like really vague, really faint bells ringing here. Synthetic oil producer. I don't know. Settings for a mixer. I see. I want volumes. Settings for a mixer, and this could be an audio mixer. It could be a kitchen tool appliance. It could be a mixologist. Settings for a mixer. Could be like pulses or something like that's more of a blender than a mixer, but maybe. Silly ones. Silly ones. Silly geese. Maybe. Complementary words. Complementary words, question mark. Don't know. Key of Spring in Vivaldi's Four Seasons. Is that D major? Spring. I want to say D major. I'm not confident about the D, but it's definitely a major key. Let's go down here. Figure in Michelangelo's The Last Judgment. Jesus? Judas? Job that requires a lot of memorization. Actor? It seems very straightforward. Bloody Queen is Mary the First, I think. Returns home. Returns home. The home of tax returns is the IRS. Doesn't help with that one. Sidesteps. It looks like this is going to be Jesus then, because with the S here. Sidesteps could be skirts. It's on the right. It's on the right in the second row of what? It's on the right in the second row. On the right in the second row of keys? On a keyboard? Throw, maybe. A lot of different definitions of throw, not sure. Bolted some nuts down. Now this... Oh, 8. That's funny. With nuts and bolts, you're typically thinking of putting together some furniture or something like that, but no, in this case, bolted, a synonym for eating really fast, and nuts, literally, the culinary nuts. Blank Blues, Beatles song, you know, probably should know that, and I don't. Derivative of, not sine, not sin, but sine probably, is the cosine in calculus. That's a tricky thing. Mental health organization. Ooh. I don't know. Word with extra or living. Extra large, living large. Spinning ring, informally. Spinning ring. What kind of spinning ring could we be talking about here? And why informally? Plan B for seniors? Like a retirement home? What are we after? Plan B for seniors. Where the monster and Frankenstein cross paths. Oh, gosh. Opener for a serial act. Oh, sorry. Opener for an aerial act. Parachute. Ah, that makes much more sense. Okay. This is yes blues? Your blues? Throw, maybe. Throw. A rug. A rug is can be called a throw rug. Okay. Synthetic oil producer. Still don't see that one. It's on the right in the second row. Second row of what? Site once promoted with the slogan, "A place for friends." MySpace? This really looks weird. It's on the right in the second row. Locales with many banks. Oh. Locales with many banks. Maybe riverbanks? What other kinds of banks could we be talking about? This isn't, I don't know. Plan B for seniors. Oh, maybe this is seniors in high school. Like if they don't get into the college of their choice, they could take a gap year or come back for another year of extra semester or something like that. Okay. How about these downs here? One side of a consumer war. One side of a consumer, quote, war. One side of a consumer war. I don't know. Not put up resistance, say. Maybe this is not correct. Fictional sidekick on a donkey. Not put up resistance, say. Give in or allow, maybe. Characters in The Lord of the Rings. I mean, could be anyone. Characters plural, though. Like maybe we're looking for elves. Oops, that's... There we go. Maybe. Condition formerly known as atopic dermatitis. Atopic. Topic means on the surface. Topos is the surface. Atopic is not on the surface. Dermatitis is an inflammation of the skin. How could that be like under the skin, formerly known as atopic dermatitis? I don't know, man. Starting line. At a starting line. On your engines or ready, set, go, maybe? Could be. About 9% of the Earth's total surface area. Asia? Total surface area. 9%? That seems low. Maybe it's not. Contents of some sheets. What kind of sheets? Sheets. Dismayed reaction to a tag. What kind of tag? Baseball in the game of tag itself, or hashtag, or modern device with no filter informally. An e-cigarette, maybe? Hunk. I mean, I want to say guy, but I don't think that's what they're looking for. Thai money is the bot, I think. A hunk of something could be a gob of something. Sound the alarm. Many banks. Skate parks? Those have, like, banks, I guess? Maybe. Snarky reply to a question that starts, can I? I don't know, can you? That's funny. Now, what is going on here? This looks like, oh, something school? What kind of school? Plan B for seniors. This one is really not looking good. And maybe this isn't C major then, or D major, sorry. But that still doesn't help here. Side steps. Everything else seems to fit here, so I don't... But PIY is a really, really weird way of ending this, whatever it is. It's on the right in the second row. MySpace has got to be right. Spinning ring informally. Spinning ring. Spinning ring. Spinning ring. Synthetic oil producer. Is this going to be a R here for some reason? American Psychologists Association, maybe the APA. Where the monster and Frankenstein cross paths. I don't know. Synthetic oil producer. And with a question mark there, there's going to be something going on here, but I just don't see what it is. Let's keep going. Sound the alarm could be to wail, maybe? But that doesn't look... Oh, to warn. Okay, that looks better. Film director Nicolas. I've never heard of this person. Makeshift arrangement. Ezra, who co-founded Vox, is Ezra Klein, so at least that seems to confirm skate parks. What a shame. So sad, perhaps. To lay out. Lay out. Saint Blank, Caribbean Isle as Saint Lucia, or Lucia, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. No doubt. No doubt. Something yes? Clarence Blank, The Wire Mayor. Could be something like Royce, if this is yes. Makeshift arrangement. Groups of assistants in some old offices. To lay out could be to spend, as in money. If this is Royce. Makeshift arrangement. See, I want this to be like a mashup or something like that. Break from the group. Say, go solo. Okay, fine. Lash up? Groups of assistants in some old offices. Is this like steno pools? Like pools of stenographers? That's really weird. Actress Alexander of Get Out. Alexander. Sasha Alexander? That doesn't... Yes, no pools? Mrs. No pools? None of this looks right, and I'm not sure about Sasha. Oh, except a Zen riddle is a koan, so maybe. The 1900s, for example, an abbreviation. A century? Flag waving, say. Ending in SC? I mean, I'm not really sure about this. I'm going to take it out. Flag waving, say. Patriotic? Okay, fine. Chest. Prefix. Chest. Prefix. A prefix for chest. Chest. I don't know. Dismayed reaction to a tag. Tag. Small songbird, maybe a tit. Number discovered in the 1500s. Number? Oh, maybe this is wordplay again. Number discovered in the 1500s. A number of something. Number. What about these ones down here? A scoreboard tally and abbreviation. Scoreboard tally points, maybe. It's good for tricks. An ace is good for collecting tricks in card games, trick-taking card games. A bobblehead, for example. A tchotchke? How do you spell tchotchke? Not sure, but that's a good start. Not just but the, you could say. Not just the indefinite article, but the definite article. Made out. Seen. So if you can make something out, that means you can see it. So in the past tense, that could work. To ramble away, to natter on, maybe. What? How do you spell tchotchke? Is it like this? chest. Ortho? That's not right. Is it? Ortho just means correct, actually. Or rigid. Erica Alexander? That could be. Number discovered in the 1500s. Ether? What? How does that make sense? Oh, a number. Not a number, but a number discovered in the 1500s. Something that numbs you. Ether was used as an anesthetic for a long time. Is a stetho? Like a stethoscope? That would make sense. Stetho, okay. And this looks like it is going to be steno pools of stenographers. Fine. Spread followers. Spread followers. What kind of spread? Kind of bar that's hard to pass. Limbo bar? To bounce is to oust. Spread followers. Sight you can hardly believe. A mirage. It comes with a parting of the ways. Adieu. A type of farewell. Spread followers are betters. A spread is a sort of summary of the odds, I think. I'm not totally sure about that. Track unit, a lap around a track is a unit. Houston and New Orleans apparently are both ports. I didn't really know that Houston was on the Gulf Coast, but sure. Dismayed reaction to a price tag could be sticker shock. Settings for a mixer, blends maybe? I don't love it, but okay. Unless this is eczema. What about that? Settings for a mixer, then. What about this? Apple product. Doesn't look right. Draw forth. That doesn't look right either. Maybe it's not eczema. And this certainly does not look right. Okay. Let's go back to blends. One side of a consumer war. Not put up resistance, say. Complementary words. No. Contents of some sheets. Now I should be able to get this at this point. Except that I don't know what kind of sheets they're looking for. Looking at the keyboard to see if that'll give me any help. Rain, sheets of rain, that could work. Complementary words. It's my treat. If something is complimentary, meaning free, that could work. It's my treat. Then what? One side of a consumer war. The only word that I can see that fits in here is alibi, and that doesn't make any sense at all. Not put up resistance, say. It's my treat has got to be right. I think at this point. So what if this is not elves then? Settings for a mixer could be speeds. Then what? One side of a consumer war. Still the SI looks weird. Fictional sidekick on a donkey. I feel like this is still probably the right person and I just maybe have the wrong name, but I don't know. Not put up resistance, say. Adapt? Apple product. Not paper or pager. Laser. Draw forth. Educe. That's definitely a word you never see. Characters in The Lord of the Rings. Why can I not see this? Characters in The Lord of the Rings. Is this a pun on characters? Do they not mean characters in the story, but characters in the title? Like, I need to get something here. Now let's keep going. Spinning ring informally. Team? What kind of team? Spinning. PR team. Okay. Do they cross paths in the Alps? Safety school? Synthetic oil producer and art forger. It's on the right in the second row. Something is still not right here. It's on the right in the second row. Is it E major? That seems to be possible. 3-ply? 3-pay? Oh. I completely put the wrong letter in there. 3-pin? 3-pin? It's on the right in the second row. 3-pin. I mean, what if that's not? But it couldn't be anything else. F, G, E. It's gotta be E. I don't know what a 3-pin is. Oh, second row of pins in bowling. My goodness. Okay. Then, characters in The Lord of the Rings. Come on. Characters in The Lord of the Rings. Dudes? Like, are they all men? Is that why? Apple product. That can't be right. And then what would this be? Apple product. I don't know if that's right. I don't technically know that eczema is right too, but given the E and the M and the A, those all look right, so I just don't see what else this could be. Pager? One side of a consumer war, Pepsi versus Coke. Gus's? Doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna put it and then see what happens. Okay, not correct. I don't know that Apple paper? I'm fairly sure this is Pasha, and that's what I thought from the beginning. I'm not spelling it correctly. Paper, pager, pacer, paler, painter, pater, payer, fictional sidekick on a donkey. I mean, how else could this be spelled, really? I'm not seeing the characters in the Lord of the Rings. I'm not seeing it. This can't be anything but speeds. Educe, I'm fairly confident in, especially given the other things on the other side of it. But Apple product I don't see. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up the spelling of this Pasha. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, because although I'm confident about it, I just don't know. I'm confident about the answer, but I'm not sure about the spelling. And I think that'll help me. Hopefully will help me with the rest of it. Okay, 31 minutes in, let's pause it. Well, I was confident, and I was wrong. I had the right character, but the wrong. It's Sancho Panza is Don Quixote's assistant. Does that help me? Characters in the Lord of the Rings, runes maybe. Okay, so this is an apple parer, something that you use to peel apples, and characters in the Lord of the Rings are characters like alphabet characters that you would see in the Lord of the Rings are runes. So needed just a little bit of assistance here at the very end. Again, I had the right character in mind here, Don Quixote's sidekick, and just forgot. I think I must have confused him with Pacha in The Emperor's New Groove, and had Pasha in my head for some reason. Sancho Panza is the name of Don Quixote's sidekick. And I was able to think outside the box for characters in the Lord of the Rings, but not in the right way. I was looking for characters in the title of the Lord of the Rings as opposed to characters in the alphabets that they would use in the Lord of the Rings within the universe, in-universe characters. My goodness, a lot of really excellent wordplay here. An Apple product, see, I was thinking again, I was thinking of the right kind of apple in the sense of the fruit, but thinking of something that a fruit makes instead of something one makes to use with the fruit. So not correct there. Server loads is very, very clever for that, for a tray. Opener for an aerial act, not that much wordplay in there, but pretty good. Synthetic oil producer is really tricky for Art Forger. Complementary words, even that one, you've got the question mark to help you out. And I did eventually get onto the right track here with sort of when something is complimentary or free. Although you don't really talk about something being complimentary if someone who might be saying it's my treat, if I treat someone to something, they would not call that complimentary. Complimentary is something that a hotel or a restaurant or something offers you as part of the sort of understood terms of service, I feel like, or as a sort of a nicety, as opposed to like, if a restaurant comps something because not because they, or because they made a mistake, something like that, they wouldn't say it's my treat, they would say it's on the house. So this is a little bit of a stretch, I feel. But I get what he's doing. I don't know why I had the wrong key for spring. I would have thought Asia had more than 9% of the Earth's total surface area, but I guess 70% is water, so... Sight you can hardly believe, a little bit of light wordplay. Returns home is really tricky. I did thankfully have enough, a couple of the crossing letters here, so I was able to see that pretty quickly. This turned out to be Nicholas Rogue. I don't know that director, but cool. This one's really, really tough. Number, not number, discovered in the 1500s for ether. Made out is a really hard clue for scene. Again, I'm lucky to have some crosses there. And then on this side, I should have gotten Pepsi sooner than that. I misinterpreted, I think, Consumer War, but that's not, I don't think that's really wordplay. Characters in Lord of the Rings, of course, got me until the very end. Starting line at a starting line. Again, not really wordplay there, but happy to get that pretty easily. Spinning ring was very difficult. Spin, sometimes they include something like this as spin doctors, but spinning ring is tough. Plan B for seniors, again, after a initial moment of being misled, I finally understood what kind of seniors they meant here and was able to get the school part at least pretty quickly. This one is just a hard clue. It's on the right in the second row. That could refer to almost anything, and bowling is pretty obscure for that. Throw, maybe, also very tricky. Bolted some nuts down. I like this clue a lot for eating instead of making some furniture. Derivative of sin, sign, very, very clever wordplay there. But thankfully my math background was able to come through. Contents of some sheets, also quite difficult. Locales with many banks. I sort of figured initially that this was not, sort of money lending kind of banks, but some other kind. Didn't immediately think of skateboarding, but sure. Kind of bar that's hard to pass, again, was fortunate to think of the right kind of bar soon. Hunk got me thinking in the wrong way at first in terms of a attractive man, but this is a hunk as in a gob of something. And layout is a tricky clue for spend. And it's good for tricks. Got to know some card game rules and terminology to be able to get that one. Not just probably would have thrown me off if I hadn't already had some things in. Anyway, a really, really great, I think a really great debut construction from Kelvin Zhou. I know themeless grids are really hard to put together. And there's just a lot of really satisfying cluing in this. So congratulations to Kelvin. If you liked that solve, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you want to know when I'm posting next, hit that subscribe button. And we will see you the next time, whenever that is, on Crosshatch Puzzles. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.